Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, opinion folks. This is your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Market Talk, or I'm gonna call this a little bit of another of my personas, the Emperor of Female Combat Sports Talk. It kind of dips the bit like this. I don't do female combat sports too much. It's hard to get with these ladies in that world because they have managers and stuff, but it's easy to get with bodybuilders. So anyway, folks, I had the pleasure of having a lady on one of my live streams a while back. We were doing an interview with the lovely Mrs. Michelle Fostetta, and she's a friend of hers, and she's in the session world. She's a producer. She's also an avid fan of combat sports and also of bodybuilding. So we have here Lady Oyanka, or better known as Lady O. We were talking last week. She went to a bodybuilding show for a friend. We had a discussion. So, what? Let me bring you on. You can share your story, and we also can talk about a little about bodybuilding. So, folks, we welcome the lovely Lady O. How you doing, ma'am? How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
All right. How are you? So, share your story was how you got into being a producer and getting into sessions.
Well, the sessions I got into back in the late 90s because I was looking for ways to earn extra money so that I could pay for college. And I happened to cross paths with a lady that her name was Jerry Grips. And she was a dominatrix that also did like wrestling sessions. Now, she wasn't a very good wrestling club owner, I would say, because back in the day, unlike now that the session girls, they book their own sessions and whatnot, back then you had to be a member of a wrestling club. And then whoever was the wrestling club owner, that was the person that would tell you what sessions you had, who would get the sessions, how much you would get paid, and whatnot. And sometimes, if they were shady, they would pretty much take all of your money. So you would walk out of there after an hour with just like $50 in your pocket rather than 100 or $200. So I met her. I started working with her. I wasn't too happy with the situation. Through her, I met Britta Olson, who a lot of people have sessioned with, and they know her because she has a well-known name in the session world. And she, from there, she took me on, and she showed me stuff. She would give me a lot of gigs here and there. And that's pretty much how I got into the whole sessioning thing. So I've been doing it for a while. Sometimes I stop for a little bit and then I go back and forth. And throughout all that, I've always participated in kickboxing, boxing, and I used to train all the time in the gym for that. Granted, during the time that I did it, women were not allowed in the Golden Gloves or anything like that. So it's like I was doing all this training pretty much just to be strong and know how to fight, and that was pretty much it. I did start doing underground matches where people would pay me to pretty much, it's like a live session is what it really was. A live session in front of people. And pretty much the rule was, don't hit me in my face, don't hit me in my boobs. Hit me as hard as you want as far as body shots, but do not hit my face, do not hit my boobs. And you would get paid regardless. So, I mean, I did that for a while, and here we are.
Yeah, oh, don't hit you in the boobs. Where I see some women now, they look like they have like breasts as big as as heavy bags and a speed bag, like do 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 do. So, but yeah, I mean, yeah, sessions is really popular, especially in the world, especially guys who are a fan of women with muscle, guys who just like who is a fetish to enjoy breasts around women. See, I remember in our last live stream we were talking about if I fight a woman, you better smell funky because if you smell pretty and you look pretty, I can't control myself. I'm a man. I ain't gonna lose either because I'm a man. See, like I remember words as a boxer. If I remember, his name was Mitch Two Blood Green, where he talked about say I'm not no homo. So so that's how I did. But I respect what you're doing. I understand about the '90s where it was hard for women to get into sports like boxing. Even I do content in MMA. It's hard for me to get into sports because men don't like to see women in those type of positions, like fighting. It's just, we like fighting. If you like I remember quite a few cat fights once coming up, and that's the fight we guys like. But there's no situation when it's professional. We got here a man KLA, the Wanderer says, "Hey, what's up, George and Lady O? Hey, yo there." Also, he says this. He says, "Lady Hugh Hefner, where's your cigar?" Yeah, where's your robe, KL? Last time I saw you in a robe last time in your interviews. I said I told his ass don't ever do that shit again. I mean, I know he said the girl you have a problem with. No, I have a problem with it. Because you're supposed to represent me. It's a content maker. You know. Anyway, and also he said this. He says, "What's your craziest experience in doing a session?" So I know guys can get a little weird, even women can get weird. What either one? What was your most crazy experience with somebody?
Well, this is it's a funny story to me now. It wasn't funny then. When I had first started doing sessions through Jerry Grips, the very first session that she sent me to, she just said that I had to wrestle a guy. That's it. Well, apparently that's not what she told the guy. She told me that, but not the guy. So I walk in there and the guy is wearing nothing. And I'm like, what the hell is this, buddy? And like, oh, Jerry said that, I could jerk off in front of you. I was like, I don't think so. Please put your clothes back on.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh.
So
Oh.
I don't know what she was selling him, but and from there I learned that I have to ask, what kind of a session are you sending me to? What is expected?
I don't know. If I see some man butt naked in front of me, say, you know what, I gotta go. I got to go. I mean, I understand I gotta make money, but I got to go. Here he goes, my man Kel. He says, what are you gonna do about it? Yeah, I wore a robe. Yeah, I'm gonna do something about it. You ain't gonna come on
But
the
you
next
know
live
what?
stream.
Your robe wasn't as cool as the one that I got from Niche Boutique.
Yes, that's a product placement for Kim Buck. I remember when she was a former
And Red.
IBB pro. Yeah, she was a great lady, great physique. I remember she took a step back because her father was sick a few years ago, and I can understand that because my mother, I was taking care of my mother, she was sick, and and that's her product. So, folks, we're gonna do this for a minute. We're gonna jump into Lady O's IG and check out some stuff if you want interested. You want to follow Lady O, her links are in the description of this live stream, of this interview. And guys, I know you guys, she may not be a bodybuilder, but she's still a lady.
Listen. I'm working on these, okay?
Yeah.
I'm working on them. And
She's
if you
working
look
on
at my IG, you should see my legs.
Yeah. But guys, I'm gonna tell you,
bill for those.
I'll tell you guys, this is a rule I tell to everybody. Everybody out there who follow these ladies or do any of this with, no D pics. Stop it. It's, come on, get some help. Have some respect for yourself. This is a lady. So right here, we're going to jump in here. And I remember I saw that placement for boutiques. It's right here. And I'm going to share with y'all. Y'all want to check it out.
There. You see, wait, go up.
Yeah, go up. Yeah, here's the pose.
This one right here, the one that says
calves.
That's the lady. Those are my calves.
Yeah, those not calves. Those are bulls. So those kind you see in the old West movies pulling the wagon across the desert to get to California. Those are pretty impressive. Yeah. But like I said, and like I said,
but you see right here, this blue thing with the stars.
This one right here.
Oh yeah, I'm actually gonna be fighting her. We need sponsors at the Karma Club event, which is the Session Girls event. And for those of you that may not know who that is, that's Jackie She-Hulk, who is a pro heavyweight kickboxer and boxer and wrestler in the Netherlands. She's also known for powerlifting and for bodybuilding. They claim, there's been articles, and they claim that her biceps are bigger than Arnold's.
Wow.
Right there where it says Lady O, that blue robe right there. That's one of the robes that Kim Buck has made for me. That one she's finishing off. The first one she made for me is a purple robe that I don't know if you've seen any pictures of me in the purple robe. And this one right here, that one that she's finishing off, that's the one I'm gonna wear to the event, the Session Girls event in September.
I think I saw the video placement for it. It's somewhere.
Somewhere there.
Yeah, here it is. There it is. Because I remember I saw it. Here you go.
Hey, my naughty and sinful people. It is I, Lady O from Lady O Productions. Do you ever need to make a grand entrance? Whether it's a wrestling event, a boxing event, MMA event, or any event at all, whether it's a night in the town, Do you need to make an entrance in a spectacular way, like a glamorous individual does? Then look no further than Niche Boutique. Niche Boutique has what you need. Whether you're short, tall, a slim Jim, curvy, extra meaty, or whether you're jacked up, Niche Boutique can make you what you need and what you desire. If you go to their website, nicheboutiquecollection.com, and don't find what you're looking for, drop them a DM on IG, and you too can be spectacular for your next grand entrance. Ponle sazón.
Yeah, I would pull a little Eddie Guerrero. Viva la raza! That's what I used to get from Eddie Guerrero, and and yeah. Also, I see some soap here. You also sell soap?
No, Hollywood is the one that makes the soaps, so pretty much I just plug them for her.
And that's Hollywood. Used to be from Glow. I used to, as a kid, I used to love watching Glow. My favorite lady was Spanish Red. I just loved her. She was just so sexy in the red. She went around the ring. I know she was a villain. And I think towards the end of the series, she became a babyface from a heel. And who's this lady right here showing her abs? I mean,
that is Christine Salinas. Which is who I went to see together with Michelle and John on July 4th at TNEC. She was going for her pro card, and she didn't get it, but next time she will.
Yeah, I follow her, so I follow, and she posted it, and she looked really impressive, and
she looked very impressive. But it's like we were discussing. It all has to do with whatever the judges are looking for at that particular show.
And this is you and another lady here. That's Eva the Supergirl.
That is Eva the Supergirl.
And that was an event for Velvet Row.
Yes, it was.
And you have Muscle Marilyn, and also Brandy Mae Ackers. Yep. That's another lady who I follow on social media. And here, this is the interview you did. We showed the interview.
When I was doing the 100 scenes for the year, so many people were in my DMs like, "Oh my God, you're an inspiration." One girl told me, because you're doing this 100 scenes a year, I decided to do 30 scenes for 30 days, like drop a scene for 30 days. And I was like, yo, that's dope. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad something that I just thought up of for the whim to do has inspired other people to really get in their bags. You know what I mean? I'm one of those people. I'll set the table. I'll put your plates out. I'll even put the food on there for you. You see what I'm saying? I want everyone to eat. However, I also had to learn some people aren't meant to eat off the plate that you have prepared. However, when I was doing the 100,
that's kind of true. I believe that. Sometimes you get people, you do anything for them. And here's some cute little baby pictures.
That is me.
You have some curly, pretty hair, and where's your family from?
My family is a mixture. My mother is Cuban. My father was born here of Italian and Cuban parents.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm pretty much a mixture of Cuban and Italian. I also have a little bit of Portuguese, a little bit of French, a little bit of Spaniard. I have Chinese. I have Nigerian. I have a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and here's with Hollywood. I remember her back in the day. When she was on Glow. I used to love watching that show as a kid. It was like, after cartoons, it was like wrestling and kung fu theater for us kids. We used to play outside for a good bit, then come in the house when we get tired and we watch, TVs, and that's good that she's still, around and doing what she's doing. And, and what do you like about the whole process of working and doing videos and doing sessions?
Sessions are fun because you get to do like a little cardio workout with someone, and you get to talk to them, and they tell you their likes and dislikes, and it's kind of like a little therapy session, pretty much. The video aspect of not only producing but also being in front of the camera, which, by the way, for those that don't know, for quite a while I was behind the camera, and then finally, I decided to get in front of the camera as well. when you're behind the camera, you feel very empowered because you created something, you had a vision, and that vision that you had is now being put forth in front of you. So you feel like you're almost like godlike because you're like, oh shit, I created these things and I'm doing it. Once you get in front of the camera, it's a little bit different because now you're on the spot. So you have to be very aware of what you do, what you say, how you do it, how you say it, so it doesn't look too corny, to begin with. Both aspects of it, whether one's in front of the camera or behind the camera, I think are very empowering and they're great because at the end of the day, whatever you created is now out there for others to enjoy and see.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we have a comment from my man Davis Adams. He says, "Hey, happy Friday! Happy Friday to you, brother." Also, this is from our man KLA. He says, "What's that's wild and shady experience? Damn, yeah, that's true." Also, how many videos you edit recently? So, are you still working? Are you working on yourself recently, or you know?
I shoot almost every other week. And sometimes I get piled up with videos. I do release videos every week, but he knows because he follows my clips for sale. Right now, I have 2 videos that I have to edit that are with me and Candy Legs. Actually, it's 3 videos. It's 3 videos that I have to edit. They were from 2 weeks ago. I haven't sat down to edit them yet because I was in the middle of doing a custom yesterday. And customs, that's something that I rarely do as well. It has to be something that the person, it's pretty simple to do and the person pays at that very moment. And then I'll go ahead and do it because I kind of like don't really take custom requests.
Mhm. Here we got here a comment from man KL. He says, "Nice calves, keep up the good work. Thank you, brother." Also, he says, "This She-Hulk chick arms are wow." I think, and also he says, "Yeah, I give it to you. Your robe is better than mine's. Did you actually seen mine?" Well, she may not have
No,
seen it. No, it was like he did an interview a while back with a young lady who she's IB pro. She just turned pro a while back, and he was wearing his robe. And I'm like, I pick it. I said, "Man, don't you ever, 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 ever in your life wear a robe?" They say she ain't had a problem. No, I had a problem with you because if I got to watch you sit in your robe, you have enough time. She could have waited a few seconds. Put on a shirt. You can put the robe down. Put on a shirt. See, right now I'm wearing a shirt. You know, and it's my favorite shirt. It's like the man, the myth, the legend. I like to wear this every time when I do interviews. But like I said, I keep busting the balls about it. He likes to pick on me on other stuff. But hey, man, I just be professional. So so as you know, sessions is really it's kind of a shaky situation sometimes in these sessions because sometimes we deal with people or we have your customers that are fun, they love, they enjoy the time you spend with you, but then you have some people can get a little weird. Do you have like like I said, one thing that used to work at strip club, and sometimes we have people that's watching out for the girls. Do you go when you do a session? Do you go alone? You have people with you, or what's the?
I go alone, but I have 2 phones, and both of my phones I have the thing where you can trace where I am, and so I send out the little ping to my best friend and my sister, so in case of anything, they know where I am.
Yeah, because I never did a session myself. I never really, I watched like some videos here and there, but I never did one. I know somebody asked me, "Ever did a session?" No, I never did one because most of them could afford it and didn't have the time. I was working 2
And
jobs. So
not
I
only that, but as a safety requirement, you have to ask the person, especially if you've never sessioned with them before, what the references are, who have they sessioned with, and you have to always ask them for their ID.
That's good. Smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. Also, this is from man KL. He says, "You are a good promoter. Where would you say you get the confidence or energy?" Like I know when we talked earlier, she had some stuff she had to do today, and and she took we had to push the interview back a little bit. What how you pour out your day? How you put things in order when you get ready, especially in the morning.
Well, I have a day job too. Today I'm off, but I get up in the morning. I have to push myself because bills have to get paid. Plus, I have a child, so I have to feed the child. Um, I say to myself, listen, it's adulting. We have to pay bills. We got to get this done at work. the day might be dragging, but you got to do what you got to do. Once I'm out of work, then it's when I come home. I have to do whatever promotions I have to do. I do whatever editing I have to do. Shoots I like to only do on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. On the occasion that somebody's coming into town and it's not on the weekend and it's a weekday, if I have to take the day off of work in order to do so, I'll do that. And then I make my arrangements so that, my child can be picked up from school and whatnot. If it's at nighttime, then I need to take myself a Monster or a Red Bull. I don't really drink coffee, so that I can have the energy once I drop off my kid from school back at the house with her father. I can freaking hop back in the car, grab my equipment, and then go to whatever location I have to go to in order to shoot. Even with sessions, I don't like to take sessions during the weekday. It's very rare that I do, because pretty much my schedule is I work, I go to the gym to train, because I've been training since November, because we're trying to get more muscles here. More muscles means more money. And I don't know what it is, but my legs seem to be on board with the game plan. My arms are still giving me a bit of a hard time, but they're getting there. It's a process. It'll take me at least like 4 years or so. It's a process. But
Go ahead.
I do all that. Then I come back home after that, and that's when I sit down at the computer and I do everything I have to do. Sometimes it could be a little bit overwhelming. Like these past 2 weeks, not only have I been filming and editing and also doing my day job stuff, but at the same time, and I've been training, I'm also helping out with the Session Girls event. Not only am I going to be a part of the Session Girls event at the event, but I'm also helping behind the scenes with some technical stuff and some office type stuff that I got to do, and helping with the promotions as well. So it's like I have to put that stuff together too. And sometimes it could be a little bit overwhelming, but I try to do everything that I got to do. Like I say to myself, I have to do this. And if I can't that day, then, I was like, okay, I need an extra day to do it. But the push, the drive for the fact that I have people depending on me, I have to get that done. That's pretty much what pushes me. The fact that I have others depending on me.
Yeah, it's go back to your saying, one works is never done. And my mom, she had to, you have one kid, my mom had to raise 6, plus she took care of 2 grandkids too. It's a lot. You have to work a job. You have to do these editings. Then you go and you do stuff with Velvet Row. I mean, there's so much to this. People don't understand the stuff behind the process.
And even when I help Michelle with the Velvet Row stuff, like some people just think I just show up and do my performance. We're not going to get into what my performance is, but do that. And no. I help sometimes recruit the girls. I help put, the advertising out. I help with all that stuff too. So I have to work that into my time too.
Mm-hmm. Here is from my man Davis. It says, "You're super strong." Shout out to Davis. Also,
thank you. I actually have started to do lifting carries now as well. The first person that I lifted and carried for a video, and I have to tell you that the experience, it made me feel like I was Wonder Woman, was Coven. Coven is a fetish model and producer. Right now, her company's at the top for the female fighting and female boxing at Clips for Sale. So I had that experience. And then the second person that I lifted and carried, as a matter of fact, just this week, happened to be Hollywood herself.
Oh, that's really cool. Like I said, I remember her back in the day when she was on her environment together.
The picture of me lifting and carrying her is on IG. It's one of the top pictures that are there that I recently posted. Because it happened to me.
Yeah, this is from KL, the Wanderer. He says, who would you want to do a session video with that you haven't done yet? Is there anybody, you would like to do some work with? Anybody you want to, just a name? Because like I said, I don't know a lot of the names. I know he does.
Well, the thing is that there's a difference between a session video and the videos that I produce. The videos that I produce, they're not session videos. A session video is more when you have a client that wants to do like a wrestling or a boxing thing, but they want to be in your video. So they want to be part of the video. And then in that case, you would say, okay, well, I'll video the session. Now, the other stuff that I film has nothing to do with the session. That those fights are separate from a session. Period. But as far as videos, someone that I haven't shot with that I want to shoot with, well, for a while I've wanted to do some videos with Kelly Provocateur, but it's hard to schedule. Like there was a couple times where we were gonna do something together, but then we both had like different schedules at the time. Something came up and we haven't been able to.
Hmm. I kind of say like, especially when I do interviews, I try to say, hey, let's try to set up an interview, and then sometimes it's like either I got a lot of free time, I don't got a job, I'm most time at home. But sometimes with the other like ladies who I do interviews with, sometimes they're busy. I know some ladies are doing shows this week, and I reached out to them saying we can do something after. I was trying to set up one lady, Melly Specco, but she's things going on with her. I couldn't say. So just whenever you're ready, just let me know. I can understand that trying to get a schedule, especially you have your job, your work, your family got to take care of. It takes a lot. Here's this from my man KL. He's picking on me from earlier. We're talking about the robe day. He says, "You jealous, George? I got nothing to be jealous of you. You can be jealous of me. I got nothing to be jealous of you." And also, this is from KL. He says, "What's your training like in terms of working out? So, what's your regimen like when you work out?"
I work 5 to 6 days a week. I do a little bit of cardio. My cardio begins actually with 30 minutes of boxing at the bag. And then the rest of the workout, I do my arms, I do my legs, I do my shoulders, my back, chest. Prior to this, because, I would only train for the boxing and kickboxing, my workouts would consist of just cardio, basically in very light weights. But because the goal now is to try to get somewhat muscles, at least somewhere. Somewhere.
Well, you got something right.
I don't need to get jacked up like if I'm doing a show, because I'm not. No, I will tell you, George. One of these shows that I saw, they had a category that was 60 plus. And this lady walks onto the stage, and she was the only competitor for that category. And she walked, and I'm like, what the fuck? What are you flexing for? You're the only one competing in that category. And I said to myself, damn, there's still hope for the day that I get to the nursing home. Okay. So with that being said, hey, you never know. Maybe someday I will do a competition. But right now I don't see that happening. My goal is just to get a little bit more muscular so that I'm stronger and it looks better in my videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I was younger, I used to play football, and I loved the weight room. I loved working out. I was one of the strongest guys in my team. And then when you get out of high school, you get into the real world. You don't have time to work out like you want to. You miss that team dynamic that you have when you're working out. The guys like lift it up, just rooting for you. I mean, a while back, I was working out.
Before I had my daughter. My daughter's 11 years old now. Before I had my daughter, I was pretty much in the gym all the time. So I was very athletic looking, Once I had my daughter, I went through some stuff. My mom passed away 5 months right after I had my daughter. And, it does put you in like a dark place. And for those 10 years or so, I did nothing. I didn't even look at the gym. I just sat on my ass, eating, sleeping, playing video games, and doing absolutely nothing. So as the result, what happens? One gains weight. And then when you realize, oh, no, what have I done? Because it's one's own doing. It's not like all of a sudden you sat there and you gain weight. It's one's own doing. I said to myself, I have to do something about it. And so at that point, I started going back to the gym, but I was going 3 to 4 days, and I was just doing a little bit of cardio here and there. Speed forward a little bit to like the past 2 years where I've been doing more videos, more sessions. I've been doing the Velvet Row parties, and then pretty much that's what kind of like gave me the motivation, once November kicked in, for me to be like, the hell with this. I think I'm going to start doing not only the cardio that I do, but I'm going to put in more days at the gym and start doing weights as well and see what happens, see what the outcome becomes.
Yeah, because I remember my mother, I was taking care of for like the last 5 years, and then it really, I wasn't working like that. I was home most of the time. I had a little side gig, and I did that for a little bit till that dried up, and then I got my disability. And then when she died, my sister took some pictures, and I saw the picture of me sitting in a chair. I said, "Wow, I look really big." I went to the doctor's appointment. And said, "Well, Mr. MacArthur, you're around about, you're almost 500 pounds." And I tell
Woo.
you, yeah. And I just went to my doctor a couple weeks ago. I dropped down to 398. That's pretty good. I hadn't been working out too bad. I was going to Planet Fitness. It's the least favorite bodybuilding gym because bodybuilders don't like Planet Fitness. But I was going there because I had, with my disability, I can get a special program where I can not pay so much. And then I got sidetracked because I got sick one day because I was dehydrated. I was taking this medication, that medication, also working out, not drinking enough water. And then now my right knees give me problems. I got bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. You remember Stone Cold used to wear the double leg braces, and that's how I feel like him. And I try to get myself in good condition. I know I just got earlier this week my doctor is called me and tell me everything's fine. I was pre-diabetic, but my sugar has dropped down below 590. And for 5.9, 590, I said, and then everything else is pretty good because I make some choices in my life to do. I still, like yesterday, I do my laundry, just run around, pay some bills. I stopped by, and this is what my mama always told us: never go out shopping hungry.
Because you
And
wind up buying things you really don't need.
yeah, but I still bought things I needed, but I did also bought things I wanted. I got a thing of those cheesy puffs from from Little Caesars, and the grocery store Food Line. It's a big grocery store right here down south. It's like in the next town over. They had a thing. It was like a bar where you had like big tater tots with cheese, and you had barbecue wings and chicken nuggets, and so I got myself a little something, not too much, but just something I could snack on later when I was doing some stuff. But yeah, I understand. Yeah, trying to
And
take
the
care.
thing is too, George, that a lot of people assume right off the bat when they see someone, that has gained weight or whatever, oh, you're not working out. Oh, you probably have diabetes. Oh, you probably have high cholesterol. The thing is that if one has always been athletic and then something led you to the point where you stop working out, there's a good chance that you don't have any of those things, which in my case, I don't have any of that. The only thing I have is a thyroid condition, and that I've had since I was in my late 20s, but I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have high cholesterol. I don't have diabetes, thank goodness, because I try to watch what I like. I love food. I'm not going to lie. I love food. We all love food, but there's certain times where it's like, especially now that I'm training, where it's like, you see that cookie. God damn it, that oatmeal cookie looks very good, but I really shouldn't be having it at the moment. So you just look at it, you cry, and you don't eat it. You don't eat it. Oh, that pizza looks very goddamn tasty. Oh, 2 slices would be great. It's extra cheesy. Oh no, fuck, I'm training. No, I can't. Fuck.
Here's
Let
my
me
thing.
eat a piece of dry chicken. Now I kind of know why bodybuilders in general, especially the pro ones, why they look so unhappy sometimes. It's because they're fucking hungry.
Yeah, it's I know this because especially when I know your friend because you sent me some pics of her, and and she has amazing physique. I mean, she has I would say she has potential to. Here's a picture right here, and this is one. She has potential. She killer abs. Abs are a great centerpiece of a great physique. She has killer abs, great legs. I think the right show she probably get a pro card. And here, this one you sent me when she did the show. She looked pretty good.
I thought she looked amazing compared to the other contestants, but it's whatever those judges are looking for.
That's the thing. I keep talking about the judges once set the standards when it comes to these shows, especially when it comes for the women. I talk about how if you can barely tell a difference. Like your friend, she could do figure. If you look at the pro level women in figure, how they're a lot bigger than they are now. When back then, if you remember when bodybuilding started for women, the women were nice, lean, great physiques. You had a great look to them, but then it has evolved over the years, and how it's just the process of how some of these women grown. You know, it's always the debate where you should balance femininity with your, muscularity. You know, and it's hard for you to do that, but some women can. Like, good example. I always want to pull this one up because this is a good example of both being muscular and feminine. Andrea Shaw. Oh my God. She has it all. She's very great muscle definition, great beauty. I actually saw her live at a show a couple of years ago. And I think your friend has potential. It's just about what the judges go by what they see. And also sometimes it's a popularity contest. Here we have here from a man, Davis says, sorry for your loss. Thank you, Davis. Also, KL likes the one that says, have you ever traveled outside of NY to do sessions? So, how far have you traveled outside of New York?
Hold on. Yes. Yes, you may come in to use the restroom. Hold on, she's crawling on the floor.
She can stand and walk by. I have people try to walk by.
The military.
Hey, I have had dogs come in, cats come in, doing interviews. I have kids.
I've traveled to New Jersey. I've traveled to Connecticut. I've traveled to Florida. I've traveled to Pennsylvania. I've traveled to Vegas, to California. If it's within driving distance, I'll just take my car and do it. But if I have to take a plane in order to go do the session, the person have to pay for me to go.
Mm-hmm. Here, he's picking on me right now. He says, write a poem about Andrea. Well, I would if she'll read it. Like I said, I'm a fan. Don't be a hater, be a congratulator. Also, this is from KL. He says, some wild performance, young lady. And also he said, this is from Man Davis. He says, you're welcome, Lady O. As you know, he said, and also, this is from KLA. He says, would you calling wrestling videos instead of session videos? So which would you like more, the wrestling or the session stuff?
I like more the filmmaking process of it. I like to be a producer more. I like to do and it's not just wrestling videos that I produce, because I also do like the boxing videos. I do like femdom videos, adults, little bit of everything.
You want to be a Jane of all trades, huh? Well, we have a guest here. This is my man, CS Combat Sports coach, Certain Harris. He's one of the guys who really inspired me to start doing this. He says a poem with LOL. He's laughing. Shout out to man, the coach. Also, as his coach said, he says, Lady O, a dime, salute. He likes Amazons. He's a he does content on combat sports. He also does stuff like society moderation stuff. I mean, he's a great guy. Maybe one day to get to meet him. This is from Kid. He says, those are the demons: depression, laziness, and letting yourself go. Yeah, that's truthfully. But sometimes, like I say, life happens. I mean, especially
sometimes life happens. Things happen, And what's funny, George? I mean, and this mostly happens a lot in like people that have like a Spanish or an Italian culture, but I think it happens with most people. Your family is the first group of people that if you gain weight or you lose a lot of weight, they're the first to start yapping. Oh my God, do you think you need to eat that extra steak? Oh my God, here, have some potatoes. You're getting too skinny. And let me tell you that it cracks me the hell up with them. It cracks me the hell up, because now that I'm back at the gym again and the goal is to gain more muscle. Oh my God. Do you really want to get all those muscles? Do you want to be like those ladies that have the muscles? I said, yeah. What the fuck do you think I'm doing this for?
See, I hear that quite often with female bodybuilders. How they think like, sweetheart, we don't want you to get too manly with muscles. His thing is muscles helps burn fat. It helps you. Especially I have a little bit of arthritis because it's in my family bloodline. I have heart issues because I have a pacemaker. I'm predisposed to a lot of stuff, and family could do. Especially, I remember this is from Eddie Murphy said it his best. Like I think it was Raw, or was it one of his stand-up, he's saying like, black folks and Italians and even Spanish people are like, he said the N-word. We have that same kind of mentality when it comes to family and food, especially the holidays. Like I remember when my mom was around, she'll cook 2 or 3 cakes. She'll make a banana bread. She'll make, sweet potato bread, banana pudding. We have collards. We have rice. We have ham. We have chicken. We have at least 3 or 4 type of meats, and, you have some greens. You have some mac and cheese. It's just to get together. Family food is comfort food. Like one thing is, as you talk about, one of my addictions is Chinese food. There's a Chinese buffet like the next time over.
No, but you know what? In different states, Chinese food tastes different.
Mm-hmm.
And if it doesn't taste the right way, I won't eat it.
Well, here's things with Chinese food. That's not what they actually eat.
No, it's not. I'll
Yeah.
be the first to tell you that. As a matter of fact, if you go to Chinatown here in New York City or to Main Street that's in Queens here in New York as well, there's 2 menus when you go to the restaurants. There's the menu that's in Mandarin, and then there's the menu that's in English. The menu that's in English, the food is completely different than the food that's in Mandarin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Completely different.
Yeah, because it's just different. See, what this is, it's like the hood version. What there's no real General Tosu chicken, or but we eat it because hey, it tastes good.
My Cuban grandparents, right? Their last name was Hing, which is an Asian last name, and my grandfather's father was Chinese from Hong Kong, then migrated to Cuba, and he would say that often. We like to eat fried rice. And we eat the Cuban combination where it's the fried rice, the house special fried rice with the steak, and then they'll add plantains to it. And my grandfather would say that's not the real food that they eat over there. We eat that here because that's, our Americanized version of the food, but that's not what they eat.
Mm-hmm. His comment from man, KL, he says, would you ever consider being a vegan or vegetarian? You probably would lose weight quicker.
I have, and guess what? That doesn't help with anybody losing weight. And one needs meat in their life. I'm a meat eater.
Mm-hmm.
It's more about the carbs that one consumes.
Mm-hmm.
If you eat a lot of bread, you eat a lot of pasta, you gain weight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because
that's the way it goes.
Carbs, even though you don't need as much, if you eat in moderation, is good. I know your friend. When she was dieting, you go to that. It's carb brain. It's like the carb depletion, and then there's one thing they want, like something like a piece of bread, some cookie.
Mm-hmm.
But like meat is part of protein. It's a lot harder, especially if you're competing as a bodybuilder. If you don't eat, because I've interviewed a young lady. She's a vegan competitor. She's an amateur. I've interviewed a lady who was, I think, a vegetarian, and it's harder to gain that muscle if you don't have protein. Now you can find substitutes, but you can't really substitute meat for something else. Yeah, it's not the same. This is from a man KLA. He's picking on me. He says, I'm not hating on you. You could focus on Andrea. Now I'm focused about hate on you. I'm gonna hate till I can't hate no more. Or as I say like this, the other guy says, I'm just a villain. I just like anarchy and chaos. So I'm sorry, lady. I had to come out for a minute. I'm sorry, folks. He have not coming in.
And then this week coming up, I'm actually going to Pittsburgh because Echo is going for her pro card. So I'm gonna go cheer her on.
That's Echo Bell. She is a amateur. She's been competing for a good bit. I remember she was training under Eva Montgomery, but I know she switched coaches a while back. I think she did a show was a couple of weeks ago, right about the same time as the Universe, and now she's going to do. I think she might do. Is it Teen Collegiate or she's going to do the North Americans?
I don't know what the hell it's called. That's a good question. I'll have to look up. I'll tell you right now.
Because Garrett Udy has quite a few shows.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, he's the king of.
You want to hear something weird? Because in the day of age that we live now, where everybody has cards, so I had to actually text this guy because I didn't see anything on his website as far as paying. Because for the other show that I saw on TNIC, I just went, I paid online, and that was it. Well, with this show that she's doing, you got to bring cash at the door.
That's why I was told you have to have money because I just bought the pay per view for the from the Linda Murray show coming up this weekend. And most
It's
people.
the NPC Teen Collegiate and Masters National Championships.
Well, wish her best of luck. I was trying to maybe get her interview with her sometime. I know she's busy. Maybe we get some down the road because she follows me. She saw the post that I posted that was an interview with you. Said that's my girl. That's what she said. But yeah, because a friend of mine, his name is Big Keith Williams, and he told me about the whole thing with Gary Unit. And most places, when I went to Savannah a couple of years ago for the Savannah Pro, I used my card because most people don't carry cash like that. I barely carry cash like that anymore. I mean, if I have my money comes direct deposit, and and when I need something like I have to pay my bills and stuff like that, if only time I need cash is when I do the laundry mat. I might try to keep a few dollars on me for that.
And even like out here, we don't even do that either. Now for the laundromat, there's a little card that you pay with your card, and that little card is what you add the money onto in order to do the laundry because they don't even take coins anymore.
Yeah, I mean, one day I was last week I was with the laundromat. There's a coin machine. It was out. I have to go all the way to this store run by the Arabs, and I get $10 worth of quarters. All right, so it's just we're still a little pool dope little country little town. We ain't got up to that level yet. But yeah, I've seen where in some laundromats, you have to have your card and stuff like that because it's about the process of the world. There was that long ago. It was that change shortage. It was during the pandemic, and you couldn't even go to a bank to get change. Even the grocery stores, like you need change. Here we have from a man, the coach. He says, "Nah, you're good. Forget them family members. Thank you, coach." Also, he says, so he says, "Lady O, a dime salute." I think I already said that earlier. He says, this is from a man, Dabby says, "I know you love Andrea Shaw very much, Joyce." Yes, I know. But here's one thing I got to do is every time I do this, I have to talk about this. Folks, I got to talk about this. Every time I do my interviews, I can't help it. This is from my man, Big Keith Williams. And he has hands on my girl. I told him, he's my brother. I love you. You're my brother, Keith, but I told you to put your hands on my girl. I mean, you got a wife. She's a pretty woman. I mean, I'm sorry, Lily. I'm so sorry. I can't help myself. He sent me that while back. It just motivates me to say, you know what? I got to meet her someday. And I'm going to keep telling him, don't ever touch my woman. But that's just me being obsessive. That's all it is. But you ever had that situation where, guys can get weird and people just get weird, especially doing these sessions? You ever had to deal with that situation?
I've had a few that got a little weird, but the thing is, it's like what they seem to forget is the fact that I am trained in boxing and kickboxing. So if I need to actually hit you and hurt you, I will. And I make sure to warn them. I make sure to warn them ahead of time.
Yeah, we got to do what you got to do. Here's my man, KL. He says, muscles are attractive on a woman, but there are extremes that I have seen where some individuals do have similar physiques as a man. Not really.
Not the physiques. I think what he's talking about is face. For certain sports, one does need to do certain things in order to help achieve what they want to achieve. And one of the downfalls is that if you take too much, your face changes, your voice changes. It's part of what happens. And it's the kind of thing where you have to ask yourself, how much do I want to achieve what I need to achieve? Do I really want to get there? Is this the best way? And that's what happens. So that's why you see that there's some bodybuilders that still look very girly and have an awesome body, and some that after a while they tend to lose that girly face and they still have the awesome body but no girly face.
Yeah. Let's always talk about how, because always people have issues with steroids, but it's depending how much you take and how far you want to go. I mean, I point out Andrea Shaw. She has a great physique, very great aesthetics, but she hasn't gone to that level. But I've seen some women who get a little harsh looking. Yeah, I know one side effects is they do lose a voice, but you got to remember you're changing your body, your chemistry. Your shape is going to be different. As often you know it, you see someone who done it. You get breast implants because
Yeah.
because breast tissue. I got them like this. It's fat, and it's that fat they use to build your pectorals. Like your friend, she doesn't. She has a. I love natural great pecs. They're beautiful. I see some women kind of overdo it a bit. Like I said again, they look like they have spare punching bags, speed bags on their chest. Some guys like it. That's a little too much. I mean, when you have your own flotation devices when you go swimming. This is from my man, Coach. He says, I'm vegan. I lost 100 pounds. That's good for you, Coach, but I'm not going to do it. And also, this is from KL. He says, it's every hood, 2 Chinese restaurants, something to think about. Well, we used to have one here in town, but we had like this bad hurricane that hit some years ago. They had to shut down the restaurant and then it never reopened again. So, you have to either go the next town over or someplace to find good Chinese food. Also, this is from KL. He says, I lost weight, but I guess everyone is different. Yes, everyone is different.
Everybody's
And,
different.
yeah.
It all depends on your metabolism, whether you're a guy, whether you're a girl. For women, it's a lot harder for us, especially after you have kids. If you have a C-section, which is what I had, they cut into your stomach muscles. So that adds like another little factor too. One of the things that was hard for me to do right after I had my daughter, and it was one of the other reasons why for like 10 years I did nothing aside from the fact that I just wasn't myself. It was hard for me to do sit-ups and crunches. It was hard for me to do any ab workouts because right where the incision is for my C-section, it would hurt like hell. Now it's not hurting. Now it's like everything's healed, everything's fine. So, I'm trying the best that I can to do, the most that I can as far as my abs. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is from my man KL. He says, tell Echo I said hi. Tell I kiss the sky. And also this is from also he says George. This is from my man David Sam says George, don't stop. Appreciate that, brother. Also, this is from my man KL. Said no, I'm talking about physique, but too. But you could talk about face and voice. Thanks for that, Lady O, because he will act like it's not true. Well, like I said,
but something. The other thing too is if you're a lover of muscles, whether it's on men or women, I like muscles. Period. I don't care who it's on. Could be on a dog. I'll be happy. Be like, oh, look at that dog, man. He's got good biceps. No, but after a while, because you're a lover of muscles, you don't care about the face or the voice. You just care about the overall picture of the muscles. So it kind of gets to a point where you just don't care.
Yeah.
But
like I said, I won't say it's not true, but the fact is everybody's different. And women will still maintain a certain, you might change some aspects, but you're not like, even though it says if you take a certain amount, you do get like a clearance bit size about a penis, but it's not a penis, you're still a female. You're still born biologically a woman.
It's just kind of nice, but we won't get to that.
Yeah, yeah. That'd be creepy. Like, hey, see. Also, this is from
just for filming purposes.
Yeah, that might be something you might want to try to invest into for next sessions. So anyway, women can have muscles anytime they want. I accept it. And that's from my man Davis Adams. This is also KL says, go out with one Davis. He probably would love to. And says, I wish, Kay, I wish, and thank you for that. And also, this is from KL. He says, there is saying to be careful what you wish for. And, say it also, he says, if it doesn't get me rock hard, I ain't feeling it. What some guys, maybe it's you, it's everybody different. Like one thing, I do when I do these interviews with ladies, there's a saying I learned a long time ago when I was a kid. I used to remember back in the day, I used to go on, when I first had a computer, I used to go on to these chat rooms. And that was back then. Remember when you used to have to dial up? Yeah, usually we had to wait like when mom went to sleep.
Oh my God, AOL.
Yeah, we had to wait the mom go to sleep because I do it during the day. Then the phone would say, what the fuck took my, what the hell my phone off? Say, oh, wait, she had to unplug it, quickly. But I used to wait till like she's asleep. So, because the rule was anything past 10 o'clock, you had to be in jail or dead. So that's what you call the house. But yeah, I used to go to these chat rooms. I remember the first time I was one, and this guy, he asked me, say, hey, kid, you like women bodybuilders? I said, yeah. I said, well, there's a saying. So what's the saying? I said, when we smokers get rock hard, when the women get rock hard, we'll rock hard. Everybody has their fetish. They have what they like. And doing this content, I've been a fan of bodybuilding, just bodybuilding in general for a long time. Because I grew up in tail end of Arnold Schwarzenegger when he was getting out the game. I watched guys like Lee Heaney, and also guys like Dorian Yates and people like Corey Everson, Linda Murray, and so many other ladies who are in the sport. And I'm doing these interviews and talking with them. Also, like I said, I do content with MMA. As you know, MMA is like, I think this weekend we have Rose Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez. Do you watch MMA, mixed martial arts? Who's your favorite?
Sometimes I do when I have the opportunity. If I happen to be home, I do have the ESPN app, so it's like I'll catch up on some of it, but I don't always get to watch. Just like with wrestling, I don't always get to watch it.
Who come at wrestling? Who was your favorite wrestler when you were growing up?
When I was growing up, I liked Ric Flair.
The Nature Boy,
Hogan, Macho Man, and Roddy Piper.
Yeah, I was a fan of Nature Boy, Dusty Rhodes, the Ultimate Warrior. I mean, because here in the South, wrestling was very popular. Ric Flair was a king down here in the South. I was a big fan of The Rock and Stone Cold when they were wrestling. I don't watch it. I glance at it. I do watch the show called Wow, and Dave McClain. He runs that show.
Yes,
because he was the guy behind him and Sylvester Stallone's mother, Jackie Stallone. They're behind Glow.
I actually got to do something cool at the LA Comic-Con, not this year's, but the one from the following year, where the ladies from WoW were there. They had a booth. Glow had a booth as well. And at the WoW booth, they actually had like a ring set up. So I had asked Hollywood and Cheryl Lightning Rusa, if they wanted to do a couple like quick drills with the girls from WoW. And they were like, oh, I don't know, they might not let us. And I was like, they'll let you. Like, no, David McClain might get upset. I was like, fuck that shit. I went up to the booth and WoW, and I asked, who do I speak to in order to get the gorgeous ladies of wrestling in the ring with the WoW girls, and quickly with with my phone, shoot like a little video of you guys doing drills. And they were like, oh, you just got to get them to come over here and they'll sign this paper and we'll do it. Yeah, hell yeah, we'll do it with Glow. I went running back to the booth. I'm like, I'm like, come on, let's leave the booth. They're waiting for us. They're like, what? Come on. And I quickly did like the thing where I shot them running the drills. I have it on, I think it's on IG somewhere. That I posted it up, and I managed to do that. And then I did like a quick little thing where I said, whoa, wow versus Glow. And I put it up there. And it was pretty cool to see like David McClain's first version of women wrestlers with his new version of women wrestlers.
Yeah, that's pretty cool because, like I said, women wrestling, it has gotten to a great success, in the last 20 years. Remember back in the day, you had Rockin' Robin, you had Wendy Richter, you had Sharon Montel. I interviewed a lady early this week. Her name is Mandy Squires, and she was working with Sensational Sherry in an organization in Canada, but they couldn't get anybody to get their show set up. Can't forget the marvelous Luna. I forgot to say what's it? Muna, Muna, and so many ladies. I mean, people who have fallen down, like people like Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair, Jordan Grace. I mean, those ladies are
Jordan Grace, man. Ooh, I remember when she was just a chunky, strong girl, and now, man, she's a fucking powerhouse, man.
Yeah, because I mean, when she was wrestling, she used to be with another girl by the name of LaFisto, and he would call himself Pog, fat ass white girls. And she always had a nice thick little body. But yeah, she's transformed. Last year she actually made her bodybuilding debut in a show in Atlanta. She is qualified to do nationals, which means that she can get a pro card. But she's busy because she just did a little thing with Roxy Roxanne Perez on for NXT. Plus, she's a champion over in TNA, and she also still travels and do shows. I hope she takes the time, maybe settle, maybe she can try to get a pro card. I knew quite a few wrestlers, like Batista was a bodybuilder, John Cena, quite a few others who were in the bodybuilding world and got into wrestling. Here we got here.
Before I forget, for those of you on here that love sessions and that love Muscle Girls, just so you know, September 21 in Las Vegas, Nevada, Karma Club, it's the Session Girl event, sponsor a match. Go on to the website, karmaclub.org, and sponsor a match. There's a bunch of girls. Some are muscle girls, some are not. So there's a little bit of everything for everybody. Sponsor a match. It could be the main card matches. It could be the after party matches. Sponsor your favorite girls. karmaclub.org.
Yeah, and I said this often, especially in bodybuilding, any sport, sponsorship does help. And guys, you have to be serious about it. I know when you want to send money, somebody says, "Hey, lady, I think I got
the match that I want to do with Jackie She-Hulk. She's all the way in the Netherlands. We need $1,000 in order to bring her so that she could do the match with me. And the match that she's going to do with me, we're going to do, since we both do boxing, kickboxing, and wrestling, we want to do a combination match. It's going to be more of an exhibition match where we show off our boxing, our kickboxing, and wrestling skills. And there's people that, because Jackie is bigger than me, she's stronger, they're like, "Oh my God, aren't you scared?" No, I think it's a great challenge because I can see, what progress I've done as far as, my workouts now, see how strong I've gotten, and it's not about win or losing. It's about the opportunity to get to do a match with someone that is as awesome as Jackie. I mean, she is very talented, to be a person where not only are you a pro heavyweight boxer, but you're a pro heavyweight kickboxer and a pro wrestler in your country. And on top of that, she does the weightlifting, powerlifting, and bodybuilding. Come on, it's a great matchup.
Yeah. Here we got a comment from a man, Johnny 718 Bravo. He says, "Happy Friday. You sent you a small donation on Cash App. Keep doing what you're doing." Thank you, Johnny. Appreciate that, brother. And also, this is from Kayla. "You guys showing your age." Yes. I'm going to be 50 in November, so yeah, I'm not no sweet chicken.
I'm going to be 51 in December.
Yeah, I'm like my man Doc Holliday. I'm still in my prime, but some days I don't feel like it. So, also he says, "I met Mankind one time, years ago on internship. Actually, this is a true story. I met Ivan Koloff. It was like a few years ago. This was like our county seat is Lumberton. And they will open up a super Walmart. And he was there, sitting there. I got a signed autograph with him a picture of Nikita Koloff. And it's somewhere in my room somewhere. And I asked him, "Hey, what's Nikita doing? I haven't seen him in a long time." He said, Nikita now, he's a preacher in Charlotte. That's a town the other ways where I stay. It's like a good 100 miles from where I'm staying. And it's just a surprise to meet someone like that. I even remember when I was a kid, James Bone Crusher Smith came to our school and talked to us because he's from here in North Carolina. And to see guys like that, like Bone Crusher and Ivan Koloff, just seeing them fight, seeing them wrestle, it's a highlight for you growing up. Here, it's from a man, KL says, "When did you start meeting women bodybuilders, if I could ask?" So, I know doing these sessions, I know some women you have met. One lady we're talking about who was at that show is Paige Sanguin, and Paige just got a pro card. We were talking before. I know she was going through some stuff. She finally got a pro card. I hope maybe get her on and do an interview sometime when she's settled down and she's not busy. Also, I remember I saw some pictures from Velvet Row. You had Marilyn Yee. She was there. I've done interviews with Marilyn Yee. Also, Rita West, aka Brooke. What's the last name? Brooke
Diesel.
Brooke Diesel. I also interviewed her. What's it like meeting these ladies and knowing, especially like someone like that?
Well, the funny thing is that I've always known bodybuilders and wrestlers because of my going to the gym and whatnot. But now the thing is, now I actually get to make videos with them and attend parties with them, which is even more cool. And it's always it's very awesome for me because I am a muscle lover. So the first thing I do, and you have to ask permission, and guys and girls watching this, you have to ask permission. Don't just go up to a bodybuilder, doesn't matter if it's a male or female, and just grab their muscles. No, no, no. You have to ask, may I please touch your biceps? May I please touch your abs? And they'll happily let you. Then you could ask, hey, I have some, you can say, hey, I have some coconut oil, I have some sesame oil. Can I worship your muscles? That's the next step. But you have to ask. So I always ask, I give them a hug, we meet, exchange, information. And then, I ask if I could touch their biceps. And it's fucking awesome. Rita has amazing muscles. Like her forearms, man. Like, wow.
Yeah, for a long time, Rita was a power lifter before she got into bodybuilding.
Yes, she was. Before she became a bodybuilder, she was a power lifter.
Yeah, she was living up in Syracuse, upstate New York, for a good while. I know she moved to Vegas some time ago, and I know she was one time. I sent her one of my care packages that I make, and she got it, because I think she has a son up that way, and they got it, and I think I don't know if she's thinking about coming back competing. I know she was like talking with another bodybuilder, Alicia Young, and they're supposed to start a thing called Size Matters, and they're promoting that. Here we got man Davis. He says, I'll be 30 in August. God, seemed like 30 was a long time ago. I mean,
31.
it just seemed like when I got out of high school and started working, and it just time just go by. I mean, it's crazy. If you could work with anybody, because I don't know if you follow any bodybuilders that are in the IFBB, who would you like to work with that's in bodybuilding?
I'll tell you this. As far as doing my muscle worship videos, the female fighting videos, and some of the other ones that I've done, like I'm very happy and fortunate to work with some of the bodybuilders that I have. I would like to work with Paige if Paige did videos. I mean, she did like muscle worship videos. I would like to work with her. And there's a couple here and there, but I'm not gonna name them yet.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know Marilyn Yee. She says she's gonna be doing her debut in Tampa. Maybe she'll,
She's done a couple of wrestling videos and boxing videos in the past.
Yeah, I remember I saw it was one video. She was like, this girl was hitting her. She was like, she didn't need phaser. I mean, I saw it was a clip on something, but yeah, I mean, it is like something about, especially the female body with muscle. I'm a muscle person. It's just something different, and and we guys, we like to go on to, as I call them, the Beat the Meat websites. That's what they are, because that's what guys do, and it's just something different. But I know people don't understand that. I know
I have to tell you that when I started producing the videos, because in the very beginning I was just doing a lot of superheroine videos and a lot of female fighting videos, and then I was having a conversation with a lot of the muscle girls that that the muscle worship videos, they just had like a lot of guys that would muscle worship them and this and this and that, and that's when all of a sudden I got the little light bulb that went off, and I was like, what? I started doing muscle worship videos. It's a different switch because I'm a female, so it's totally different. And it took quite well. I was actually shocked, when people started buying the videos, because it was something different. So that in itself, I guess, is a kink for many. You're like, oh, I have another girl, worshiping a muscle girl. So
I think it's a fantasy for guys to see two women together, and especially in a sexual manner, and you're just like a regular looking girl who just not built, and it's just like buff chick, and she has these big muscles, and you just touching on her and putting oil on her. And right now, you give some ideas away for later, but it's just something that
that's the other thing. That's the other thing too, that I, typically if you do see a video and it's not a muscle worship video, but it's an adult video with a female bodybuilder in it, it's usually a female bodybuilder with another female bodybuilder, or a female bodybuilder and a very slim girl. So here you have me, I'm Miss Chubby, but I'm a strong chubby bitch with nice calves. and you see me in the video, and you're like, oh shit. Those sell very well too.
Yeah, guys have their fetishes. Here we got here her man. Kate Ellie says, uh, "Hey George, I don't feel old. Just saying. I don't care if you're old or not. I know I feel old. That's you. You know, yeah, you're no spring chicken either. So don't be saying, you know, I know there's days where I get up in the morning, I feel my bones cracking, my body, you know, sometimes I wake up, I like, you know, it's just part of life, you know. But yeah, it's just everybody have what they're interested in, you know, and you know, society doesn't they want to put this like, okay, it's bad, but the fact is, we're humans. I was talking with this is the same conversation we had with because you kind of did the opposite end with the lady I interviewed a while back. That was Mandy, where you know she did it also, but she did turn pro, but she never competed as a bodybuilder. But it's a way for, as you know, bodybuilding is a very expensive sport, and it's a way for a lot of these competitors to make money. You know, you can have a regular job, that's good, but the cost of traveling, and you know, your friend can tell you this: the cost of traveling, prep, your coaches,
And
things
also,
that's involved in it.
to enter in all the different categories, you got to pay money for that too.
Yeah.
And I think I had spoken to you about this, where there was this one competitor in that competition we saw on TNEC. All I remember is the number. I think her name was Heather something or other, and her number was number 13. She was wearing a little pink outfit. This lady, great body by the way, was competing in every category. Every category. She walked out with nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, wow, man, this girl, like, she gave it her all. She put herself in every category, paid that money to be in every category so she could better her chances of walking out of there with a pro card. And even she didn't get one.
Yeah,
And I
it's crazy.
felt
I
bad
know.
for her because it's like, damn, I'm telling you, those judges were off the hook at that TNEC competition.
Yeah, I know. Like I said, judging, like I said, is kind of just they go with the divisions. The people, they, like I said, this is what some people tell me. Judges go by what they see in front of them, and you know, if you're in that best condition or you have that look they like, then they'll push you for your opportunities. You know, it's such it's the big problem I think it is because I talk about how you get to the point where you see women in bodybuilding division and you see women in physique division look more like bodybuilders, see women in figure look more like physique competitors, and then you have the TNA divisions that's bikini and wellness. I think you told me there was like 600 competitors for bikini, and that's like a lot because it's such a. I think it's a lot easier division to get into compared to the other ones. You know, you always got you still got to come in condition when you do bikini, but you don't need that much muscle like you do in bodybuilding or physique.
There was even one girl. She must have been like 22, 24, around that age. Really nice. Everything was nice and tight. Everything was she didn't have too much, she didn't have a little. It was perfect. The girl that won, how can I put this in a nice way? She had a nice body, but she kind of reminded me of the girl that won when you're in science class and they're showing you anatomy and they show you the skeleton and they show you the little muscles on the skeleton, which is barely nothing. That's how the girl looked to me. And that's who they gave the first place to, rather than the girl that was nicely built. And people were coming up to the girl and they were telling her, yo, you should have won that. They took that shit. I even went up to her and I told her, I told her straight. I was like, yo, they should have given you that. They stole that shit from you because that lady that won, she was a bag of bones.
Like I said, that's the thing about judging is the judges have a lot of control, you know, and they don't set the guidelines and the rules where, okay, like I just saw Sherry Pierre, I'm getting an interview with a guy who I know, his name is Glenn. He runs Amazon Fitness Magazine. And she just did a show in Portugal and she had a great physique. Her condition was good, but she just wasn't as even compared to her other competitor. And that, you know, the other lady, she had more full in the shoulders, more full in the legs. But the thing was, she's a little bit shorter. It seemed like with the shorter women, it don't take much for them to put on the right amount of size of muscle. If you're taller, it's a lot difficult, you know, because, you know, you have to really train. This is the girl, she just won her Her name is Anastasia Levanova. She is from Russia, and she did the show before. She took second last year, and she won it back in 2021 in her pro debut. And the big problem with her is that if she get a visa and come over here, she can do. Her husband, he talks a lot of junk. I can't stand the guy. But if you want to beat the champ, that's Andrea Shaw. You have to come here and beat her. You can't just win a show and then hey, you can't make it. You wasted a spot somebody who probably really deserve it. And that's how it is. Sometimes I've seen shows where I see some women who look great, they look amazing. I think they deserve to win, but then I'm not the judge. I'm a fan, and I'm supporting my favorite person. It's just the critiquing and judging is the tough part. Here, this is from my man KL the Wanderer. Shout out to KL. He's still here and watching. He says, there you go. He says, that's true. Yes, that's true. I appreciate that, KL.
And one of the things too that I noticed, especially when I was watching the show, is the first things I look at are the biceps, the abs. Then I look at the quads and the legs. I did notice there were a lot of people that apparently skip leg day.
I tell you, most bodybuilders don't like leg day. Leg day is like, you remember that episode of Chappelle's Show when Charlie Murphy, the True Horror Stories, when you meet Rick James and Rick goes back to Eddie's house and he says, F your couch, Eddie Murphy, F your couch. And Charlie and Eddie are beating his legs, and Dave Chappelle's like crossing, never get your inwards any money, and yeah, that's how it is for a bodybuilder. Leg day is not their favorite day, but some people just don't have genetics. You may have just natural skinny legs. You can work and just you have to put on the size to gain it. But one thing I learned that it's that back, not so much as your front that does you. Ladies who have come and done shows, they may not have their abs all together, but if they turn around and they have this killer back, and that's one of the hardest body parts to work out and can't see as well. The back, I've seen ladies run a show because of their back. They bring in great conditioning, great development. That's the one thing they will tell you, because everything in the front may be looking good, but you turn that back. I wish
there was a show just for legs, and I think I could win it.
yeah. Well, you got to ask if they're gonna. That's the debate. Hey. I should say, yo, IFBB, NBC. Hey, let's have just a show legs. Just show the legs. From the knee on down.
Legs. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think guys would love to see that. They would love to see it. So, folks, we do appreciate her time. She had a busy day. She had to go to the Orthodox with a kid, and I know she's she's her day off. She took the time to sit here and talk with me, and I appreciate the time. She remember one time says, "George, you do Cuban goodbyes." I said, "What?" That's how I usually see. I take a while to say goodbye to somebody, especially if I haven't seen them in a long time. But what would you like to see in your mindset? In what you're doing, what would you like to get out of it the most?
I would like to continue making more and more muscle worship videos, more videos where I have female bodybuilders doing the female fighting, even if it's like a sensual type fighting, because I want people to start appreciating more the female bodybuilders. They put a lot of effort into making their bodies look the way that they do, constant working out, constant dieting. And for those that are watching this and say, oh, well, steroids do that. Well, guess what? Steroids don't make you muscular overnight. No matter whether you're doing it naturally or you're taking something to help you along the way, you still got to put the work in. And it's the amount of time, years, blood and sweat that they have to go through in order to look the way they look. Something that the rest of us, even if we fucking tried, couldn't do, It takes a lot of determination to get the bodies that they have. And I think that people should appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. I do. I appreciate these, talking to these ladies, and and I think society, their mindset is that women muscles is something like this is. I saw this. Somebody posted this like guys who like women muscles are gay. So if I like women muscles,
it's like powerful women. That's all.
Yeah, it's like a woman's. Like I'm from the South. All women around here are a little bit more full figured. We have some skinny girls here and there, but a little more full figured, have hips, but like this, so like they have shape. But when I went to Savannah, actually, I remember I met my first actual bodybuilder. It was like a friend of mine. This is somebody, Michelle knows this. Marianne Wachowski. Her and Marianne have been doing some stuff together. We were talking with her. I was talking with her about a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to Marianne. And I get to meet her and another lady I know, Amanda Snooks, and I got to meet them in person. It was at the event for Glenn's, Amazon Fitness magazine, and to meet these women in person and to talk with them and when I went to Savannah, I meet people like Andrea Vicchio and meet people like Alina Popa, a couple other ladies out there, and talk to these ladies. They have a passion for the sport, and I respect that, because I was a fan. I was a fan of just as what they do, how they build their bodies, and being when I was young, it was one of those things that I did some things, I had to admit that. But doing this content and talking to people like yourself and these other women outside of the sport, I get to learn stuff. Like I said, I'm a big fan of my man, the coach who was here. He does content of WMA, where and wrestling and yeah. But they're athletes, and they want to be top in their sport. People like, I'm a fan of Rose Namajunas. I'm a fan of quite a few women mixed martial arts. Valentina Shevchenko, the Bullet. I mean, Clarissa Shields fan. Kind of winning from her a little bit. And people like Jordan and also Jay Cargill. These women like what they're doing, and they're making a living out of it. And I know society still has not come to the idea with women in any kind of combat sports.
Well, the other factor you got to think about, and I'll be the first to admit it, is combat sports. You can have a lot of injuries. Brain injuries is one of the most serious ones you could have, and it could be fatal. But that happens even with the men, whether it's boxing, whether it's MMA. Hell, it could happen in football. And it's one of the risks that you take. You like the sport, you enjoy doing it, you're making money with it. It's a risk. It's a risk that you have to take. Mm-hmm. But as far as muscles, I've always loved muscles since I was a little kid. My dad was pretty muscular, even though he wasn't a competing bodybuilder. My dad was a jeweler. He also rode motorcycles and did things like that. He was very athletic looking. And not only did I always think in my mind that a real man has to be muscular, but I also liked Wonder Woman as a superhero. So to me, I was like, oh, women got to be strong. They got to be muscular. So I've always had that, up here,
Yeah, Wonder Woman. That's what I used to remember. Who you like more, Linda Carter or Gail Gadot?
Linda Carter, hands down.
Wonder Woman. Yeah, I used to love watching. They still show it on certain networks. You can catch it. I mean, I like I said, I'm a comic book fan too. My favorite hero is the Batman. I love Batman. That's why I'm a fan of the whole Chris Nolan. That's why I like this guy. I like that the fact he's like, he has never had a plan. He's just a dog chasing cars. He never do when he gets one. And like I said, this one thing he often says like this: if you get something, never do it for free. I know KL hates when I do that, but you know what? This is my channel. I tell this, I built this shit brick by brick, me, so I can do whatever I want. You do it on your shit. So I enjoy talking with you, ma'am, and get understanding you, because like I said, I don't do a lot of stuff on sessions because most of my stuff is, but I know quite a few women in bodybuilding do it because instead of getting, it's a way to circumvent money as a competitor. Maybe one of these days, I don't know. Kale keeps saying, George, you come down here to New York. I don't know if I can get time and have a way. Right now, my car is in the shop. Been in the shop since before the spring. Oh God,
some of the women bodybuilders, they'll do sessions, muscle worship sessions. Some will even do videos. Some don't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some are actually very afraid of doing like the wrestling videos because they're afraid of getting hurt. Because you got to remember, they get hurt, then it's hard for them to compete.
Yeah. There's a lady who I became friendly with. Her name is Shay Chaka. She just started professional wrestling a while back. She is IB Pro bodybuilder, and she last competed in 2023. Now I'm gonna send her the link. You can check her out. She started getting into professional wrestling. She actually was trained by Dustin Rhodes because she lives in Texas. Dustin, he wrestles. Go Dust. Yeah, I mean, I remember that, and that was surprised me when they said, "Ain't that Dusty Rhodes' son doing Gold Dust?" I said, yes, But yeah, I think I'm gonna say I know somebody said they don't want to do arm wrestling because that also hurts. You don't want to injure yourself, but it's just a fetish. And everybody
Just,
has their
just,
like.
just the other day on IG, I became friends with Julie Mooney, and she is built, and she does like a lot of stunt work and stuff. And she said she had mentioned on there that there was a guy that had gone up to her where she was, and he had offered her money to arm wrestle her, and she turned him down. Then later on, she found out that he happened to be a professional MMA fighter. She didn't say who the name of the guy was, and I said, "Oh, why didn't you take it? You would have easily won." She was like, "No, because since I'm a stunt performer. I do stunts. I'm a stunt woman. I didn't want to get hurt because you always run the risk of getting hurt." And I was like, "Well, you got a good point there. It's true because guys, even though if they're strong, if they're up against the female that happens to be a bodybuilder, they kind of like to go a little extra sometimes, you know."
Male ego and such. So, also, folks, we'd like to thank Lady O for coming through. We appreciate the time she's given us, and shout outs to the guys who are here, my man Johnny Seven, KL the Wonder, my brother the Coach, also Davis Adams, all you were here, and I appreciate y'all support. If you, like I said, if you want to follow Lady O, the link is in the description of this live stream. You can check it out. You can follow her. Also, you can check out Niche Boutiques. That's Kim Bucks. And also, if you have the link on your channel, and also if you're interested in maybe buying her videos, she has click for sales, clips for sale, so you can check that out. And guys, I tell you this again. This is a respectful lady. She took time to talk up with me. No D pics. Stop it.
Unless it's a nice one.
I had one time we were doing an interview with a guy. He was a pro men's 212 competitor. He says that especially in the bodybuilding world, the bodybuilding guys get a lot of stuff handed to them by guys because a lot of guys, come sick inside guys are into men's bodybuilding. He says sometimes guys will send dick pics, just send one back. So but it's all about what you got to do. But you have anybody you want us to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yes, two people. Give a shout out to Michelle for her Velvet Roll shows, and give a shout out to Jennifer Thomas for the Session Girls event that we will be doing September 21st. And like I said, guys, if you want to sponsor any of the girls' matches, or just want to give tribute to any of the girls, it's karmaclub.org. And as far as the Velvet Row shows, if you want to come, mingle, have fun, have many sessions, see live performances that I'm in with some of the Muscle Girls, it's Velvet Row. You can check out Michelle's IG, Velvet Row, on IG.
All right. And also shout out to both Michelle and Jennifer Thomas, who were both interviews with. Jennifer Thomas, she's known also by Jenny Bloody Valentine. She does the LFC wrestling. She used to wrestle also pro. And also both Jennifer and Michelle did compete in bodybuilding for a little bit. So, shout out to him. I hope when you see Jennifer, say hello. It's been a while.
Michelle, I believe she did a lot of pro shows too back in the day.
No, I don't think she went to pro. I'm trying to, she might have. Like, there's so many ladies that it's back then. It was really back then. It was bodybuilding wasn't as many competitors like it was, and it was easy to keep up with a lot of them. But now we have so many classes and divisions. Female bodybuilders make up nearly over half of the division because you have women's bodybuilding, physique, figure, wellness, bikini, and fitness.
They need the just legs category, and then I'll go and compete. I don't even need to worry about the rest of me, just the legs. The legs competition. All I gotta do is show my legs. That's it.
You gotta make sure you get them tanned up and oiled up when you get on the stage.
That's nothing. I've been at the beach this week. I don't even need to use the spray. Look, I've been at the beach. Look, there we go. Yeah. A couple more beach times. That's it. I'm done for the summer. Be nice and crisp.
Oh, just come out. You want to be in the little posing suit. You just show out your legs.
Show my legs. That's it.
Have a nice little shiny shirt and a nice pair of shorts. I think guys are like that too. So as I said again, folks, if you want to follow Lego, the links in the description. Check her out. Also, shout out to people here who are sharing this video. support women like her. Who
Remember,
are,
I'm working on these. I'm working on them. I'm
I need
working.
to work on mine too. We got that. I used to have a peak. I used to be a man.
I'm working on them.
Keep
Working
working.
on.
Yeah. Keep
There
working
we
on it.
go. They're getting there. They're getting there.
Yeah. Folks, I appreciate your time for coming through. Shout out to hope you have a great upcoming weekend. It's Friday. Woo-hoo. Well, I don't have a job anymore. I don't have to worry about that. So it's a weekday. It's a weekend for every day for me. So, folks, thank you for coming through. Thank you for sharing this and support Lady O and all these ladies in the session wrestling world. They can deserve it. And also, sponsorship can help. So, if you are someone truly interested
Come on,
in
guys.
sponsorship,
I wanna do that match with Jackie She-Hulk, man. And if you don't know who she is, go to my IG page. George will put up the link, man. Come on. This fight will be fucking crazy.
yeah, it's something you want to see. And guys, come on,
Plus, I
guys.
want to robe my niche. I want to wear my brand new niche boutique a robe, man. This new one that they made for me is very patriotic. So I plan on being a heel character, like a cross between Razor Ramon and Ric Flair with my robe.
Or maybe a little
I gotta have the patriotic theme going. So who knows what'll come out of my mouth?
throw in a little Prado Creed. Say, I want you. I want you. I want you. Shout out to rest in peace to the late Carl Weathers. Also, shout out to all ladies out there. So, folks, if you want to follow her and also you want to help her get that fight, the link's in the description. Check
Come
her
on,
out.
I want to
Support
bring
her.
Jackie from the Netherlands so we can do this match, man.
Let's do this. Let's go. Let's
do this.
go.
You know what it is too, George? A lot of the guys that like cat fighting, for instance, have been asking me, oh, when are you going to produce another cat fight? Forget the fucking producing of the cat fight. Everybody's been asking to see two big girls fighting. Well, here we go. Here we go. Sponsor this for the Session Girls event. Me versus Jackie.
Reason why guys want to see cat fights because we know what we were kids, especially we see girls fight. We always want to see a titty pop out. That's
Look, my titties are big. They'll pop out. Believe me.
All
No
right.
matter what I'm wearing, they'll pop out.
So anyway, folks, thank you for coming through. Thank you for support. Follow her on the IG and also support her family fight. It's your man, always George Page, aka the Emperor of. I might say this a little bit: female bodybuilding talk and also female combat sports talk. Thank you for here live. Watch. You can do this. You can either subscribe, don't subscribe. Like, don't like. I don't care. But I'm out. And have a good rest of your weekend.